solve. Jake runs 3 miles away from the gym, turns around, and runs an average of 2 miles per hour slower on the return trip. If the total time of his run is 1 1/4 hours, what was his speed in the outbound leg and the inbound leg of his run? We're going to let R represent the rate of Jake running outbound from the gym. So R is the outbound rate. And since his rate on the return trip is 2 miles per hour slower, R minus 2 will be his return rate. Now we have to remember that distance is rate times time. So in this problem we want time, so we're going to divide both sides by R, and we're going to use T equals distance divided by rate. We're now going to complete this table. So outbound, the distance he runs is 3 miles, and he runs it at a rate of R. On the return, he runs the same 3 miles, but he runs it 2 miles per hour slower, so his rate is R minus 2. Now notice that we're going to use T equals D divided by R. So we're going to fill in time by dividing the distance by the rate. So the outbound time is 3 divided by R. The return time is distance 3 divided by R minus 2. The total time for the trip is 1 1/4 hours. So the time for the total trip is 1 1/4 hours, or 5/4 hours. So our equation comes from saying that the outbound time plus the return time is 5/4 hours. So the outbound time is 3 over R plus the return time 3 over R minus 2 equals the total time, which is 5/4. We're going to go to the next page to solve this equation. So our equation is 3 over R plus 3 over R minus 2 equals 5/4. We're going to multiply both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. The least common denominator for this problem is 4R and R minus 2. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 4R and R minus 2. Doing that, we have 4R R minus 2 times 3 over R plus 3 over R minus 2 equals 4R R minus 2 times 5/4. We will distribute the 4R R minus 2 through the parentheses on the left, and the 4R R minus 2 times the 5 over 4. Distributing this, we get 4R R minus 2 times 3 over R plus 4R R minus 2, 4R R minus 2 times 3 over R minus 2 equals 4R R minus 2 times 5 over 4. Dividing out factors common to each numerator and denominator, The r's divide out, and we have 4 times 3, 12 times r minus 2, plus the r minus 2's divide out, 12r equals the 4's divide out, and we have 5r, r minus 2. Now distributing the 12 through the parentheses, we get 12r minus 24 plus 12r equals, distributing the 5r through, we get 5r squared minus 10r. Now this is a quadratic equation, so we're going to get 0 on the left side. First we combine like terms. 12r and 12r is 24r minus 24 is 5r squared minus 10r. Now to get 0 on one side, we're going to subtract 24r and add 24. So we get 0 is 5r squared. Subtracting 24r gave us negative 34r. Adding 24 gave us plus 24. We're now going to solve this equation by the zero factor theorem. So by trial and error, we see that 5r squared minus 34r plus 24 would factor. Its factors 5r and r, negative 4, and negative 6. So that tells us that 5r minus 4 is 0. And that means 5r is 4, so r dividing both sides by 5 is 4/5. Or r minus 6 is 0, and adding 6 to both sides, we get r is 6. But if we recall, r minus 2 is the return rate. So if we let r be 4/5, 4/5 minus 2 would be negative, which does not make sense. So we reject this answer. So r equals 6. Therefore, that means that the outbound rate was 6 miles per hour. Jake ran 6 miles per hour away from the gym, and the return rate is 6 minus 2, or 4 miles per hour.